downtown Tampa at beautiful Raymond James Stadium near Florida's Gulf Coast. Just a minute ago, it was Jameis Winston leading his Buccaneers out of the tunnel. They're on their feet here in Tampa as the Bucs get set to match up with the Cleveland Browns. Brandon Gaudin with Charles Davis. And, Charles, we've got two teams here that finished at the bottom of the standings last year, but each really feels like they're ready to turn it around.
And that's the nature of the NFL, that you have that optimism, because 14 of the last 15 years, we've seen at least one team go from the bottom of their division to winning their division. In fact, Philadelphia and Jacksonville both did it last year. That turned out pretty well for both of them.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. They're brought out by the #1 overall pick in this year's draft, the Heisman Trophy winner from Oklahoma, Baker Mayfield.
From walking on at two different programs in the Big 12 to a Heisman Trophy winner, Maxwell Award winner, Walter Camp winner, and unanimous All-American, not to mention the #1 overall pick in the NFL, the stars have certainly aligned for Baker Mayfield. But now comes the tough part. Can you get an 0-16 team back to respectability and hopefully in the future to playoff success?
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
This is Carlos Hyde, the former 49er, his first carry. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. And a look now at the starting offense for the Browns.
An emerging threat in the passing game is David Njoku, who had a really nice rookie season in 2017 with 32 catches, 386 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And many also remember he was the 3rd first-round pick for Cleveland in the 2017 draft, following Myles Garrett, defensive end, and Jabril Peppers, defensive back.
Now let's go.
Mayfield now on 2nd down. They find some open field here. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. It's a gain of 9 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
They'll run it. Here's Hyde. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Now, so much for picking it up on the ground on 3rd down. 3rd play of the drive, and this defense showing strong early.
I wonder how much of that was scouting. I wonder how much of that was a gut feeling like, okay, let's just go ahead and sell out here and get after them, thinking they're going to run the football and stuff them early, because they've now set the tone. They've set a precedent right here. If you're going to try and run the ball against us, it could be hard going throughout this game.
On 4th down, the Browns hand things over to the veteran Britton Colquitt to punt. Adam Humphries deep to return. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. And we get a look at a man in his 4th season already at the controls of the Bucs offense. From Florida State, it's Jameis Winston.
And there's little doubt that he's looking for a big-time bounce-back season in 2018. Everyone expected a big year in 2017, but the team won just 3 times in his 13 starts. Some of that, you got to put on their defense. They struggled, but there are too many inopportune turnovers that continue to plague him.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 18. From the shotgun, it's Winston. It's brought in by Adam Humphries. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on a line, he's got plenty of arm to do it.
Hey, let's
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And they'll run it here. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. Brought down that time by Christian Kirksey. And we get a glance now at the Buccaneer offense.
And Deshaun Jackson is the guy that your eyes naturally gravitate towards because he's a big play waiting to happen. In his career, usually averages about 20 yards a catch. Last season in 2017, closer to 13 yards per catch. Look for him to be recommitted to getting back downfield and catching the long ball.
Ready, blue waiting. Let's go.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Tackle made there by Jabril Peppers. And here's the starting crew defensively for Cleveland.
Last year's #1 overall pick comes off the edge for this defense. Slowed a bit by injuries as a rookie. Still had 7 sacks in 11 games and showed pass rush ability that makes teams take notice because not only can he rush off the edge, he can kick inside in their nickel or sub packages and rush over the guards and create a little bit of havoc for quarterbacks trying to see upfield.
On 3rd down, Winston. And he's got room. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That one good for 15 and a 1st. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Ready.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Ready. Black 25.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
The first carry here for Jaquez Rogers. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the 1st down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
On is Chandler Catanzaro now for the Buccaneer field goal. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And Catanzaro's kick is right through, and the Bucs take a 3-0 lead. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
Now after the made field goal, Catanzaro to boot this one away on the kickoff. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Cleveland offense making their way back onto the field. It's been an interesting season for this group collectively. They were competitive through the first 5 games, 2-2-1, now 2-3-1 after the Chargers really came in and took care of business 38-14.
When you talk about how competitive they were in the first 5, all those games were decided by 4 points or less. So that tells you exactly where Cleveland was, and I still think that they will be. Baker Mayfield, their hot rookie quarterback, 4 touchdowns, 7 turnovers on the season, 238 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions against the Chargers. I like his makeup, though, and I think that he and this team will bounce back well. They play Tampa Bay next week. That's a big-time game for both of them because both teams believe they can win it, and Cleveland truly can. So this is going to be fun to watch to see if they can get back after the disappointment this past Sunday.
And then after Tampa Bay, important games at Pittsburgh and then home against Kansas City.
Someone's looking fresh, and his O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
All right, here we go. Boom, landed.
Back to the ground. This time it's high. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. The starting 11 defensively for Tampa Bay.
And linebacker Levante David uses his speed and his smarts to overwhelm opposing offenses. Forced 5 fumbles in 2017. That's a carryover from what we saw him do at the University of Nebraska. He's a guy you got to count for on every snap.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Hurry up, here we go. Boom, landed.
On 2nd down, Hyde. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Green, 39, green.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. And incomplete here on 3rd down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Tampa Bay back onto the field, and they're coming off a loss last week in Atlanta, 34-29. Jameis Winston, first start of the year. We know the story with Fitzpatrick. Now Winston takes over. 4 touchdowns from him. You'd think that would be enough to win an NFL game, but Charles, their defense is just not up to snuff.
You're exactly right. I mean, the problem they've got, Winston piloting the offense. Fitzpatrick did a nice job doing that in the first part of the season. But the defense gives up way too many big plays for one that beefed things up in the offseason with a better pass rush with Jason Pierre-Paul and Vinnie Curry coming in as free agents. The back end of the defense has been a struggle. Brent Grimes has been hurt at one corner. Vernon Hargrave's been hurt at the other corner. The safeties have struggled at times. And people are getting big play after big play against them. and that is hurting that Tampa Bay defense overall.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. First down, Winston. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. On 1st and 10, Winston. That's caught by Howard. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 38. Working out of the gun, Winston. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
We all know that Myles Garrett was drafted #1 in the NFL for his ability to get to the quarterback. That's his stock in trade. But the underrated part of his game, plays well against the run, knows how to hold the point of attack.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13.
Ready. Blue 80.
And they'll go on the ground. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
Yeah, allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss. Back-to-back running plays, putting them in negative territory. What can they do coming up on 3rd and 15?
Ready. White 25.
From the gun, Winston. Trying to get it to Jackson, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, you could just see this one coming, couldn't you? It's an obvious passing situation, 3rd and long. The defense is going to bring in 2 more defensive backs and say, you want to throw? Go ahead. We dare you. And there's just no one open anywhere as they come away with the interception.
The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10. They start the drive with Hyde. Fights loose. And space opened up a bit. He's able to take this up past the 10. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
And that run there does nothing but juice up the guys who are moving the football. I mean, if you're an offensive lineman, people running it, actually the guy calling plays, you're almost jumping up and down in jubilation, aren't you?
Yeah, now you've got options on 2nd down.
And big-time options. You might want to think about play action and try and get something cheap right here over the top.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it's a 2nd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him. All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Mayfield on 3rd and 2. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a 1st down. Baker Mayfield, obviously the #1 pick overall. That was controversial, though. What ultimately made the Browns go in his way?
Well, post-draft, I did hear a Browns executive talk about the efficacy of Baker Mayfield. In other words, how people rally to him, how people respond to him. He talked about seeing him at a workout, how he showed up, yelled out to the other guys. They yelled back with the same response, ran right to him, and they were ready to start the workout. He said things like that and his talent tipped the balance in his favor to go #1. The head coach relied on his eagle eye in the sky to make the right call and was told to challenge it, and it looks like it's paid off.
And from a coach's standpoint, when you throw that flag, it's probably a pretty tense moment. Here it pays off.
Yeah, you have that little bit of indecision. You throw it where you feel like you're right, and then you think, uh-oh, did I get it right? In this case, they can celebrate.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 26. And they'll run it here. And he powers his way up past the 30. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. So just a lone field goal in this first quarter of play. It's the Bucs with the early lead. We'll return to Tampa after this message. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They've got a second down at 5 here to start things out. Jameis to throw it toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find O.J. Howard, and that'll make it third down.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Ready. Blue, ready.
To throw is Winston. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Now a play fake here on first down. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Deshaun Jackson that time. And that'll bring up second down. Well, switching gears for a second, let's talk about all the offense that's been going on around the league.
Yes, please. Let's do it.
We've had 3 games where each team has scored 40 points. That didn't happen all of last year. And the most recent example, Week 6, that incredible 43-40 Pats win over the Chiefs.
A lot of people talk about when you make rules changes or you emphasize certain things that you have unintended consequences. Let's not kid ourselves. This was the intended consequence. Open up offenses, more scoring. We're seeing that, and we're seeing it, and fans are loving it. Defensive coordinators are hating it, but fans are loving it. And how about Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, that New England-Kansas City game? Big throw for big throw, touchdown for touchdown, and Brady guides him to a field goal to win it in the end.
Yeah, the elder statesman, because Patrick Mahomes was just 5 years old when Tom Brady threw his first touchdown pass in the NFL. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Winston. He's going to float this one deep right side, and that's caught inside the 30. A big gain of 39 on 3rd.
Well, they just treated 3rd and long as simply an opportunity to make an even bigger play. Normally, you're just trying to pick up the first down and you know where the sticks are. They took this thing way downfield. Confidence in the receivers to go up and make a play, even with defenders around them.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Ready. Black 22.
Winston now to throw on first down. Escaping the pressure right. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. To throw, Winston. He's got Evans. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And that's the first connection, the number 1 overall pick in 2015, finding the number 7 pick in 2014 in Evans.
And what a great target Mike Evans is for Jameis Winston. Winston's a pretty accurate thrower, but that catch radius that Evans provides, that makes him that much more dangerous.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal.
Ready. Ready. Let's go.
Here's Winston. And his throw is incomplete. The tight end Cameron Brate was the target. And it's 2nd down. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action, maybe throwing it.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Ready. Blue lady. Let's go.
Winston. And that is incomplete. He was looking for Jaquiz Rodgers there. And it's 3rd down.
Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
The Bucs on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here.
Ready. Blue ready.
They'll throw again. Winston. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Jaquiz Rodgers from 4 yards out. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who was open.
And the man out of the backfield gets in for the score. Extra point up and good by Catanzaro. And the lead grows to 10-0. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. Catanzaro out now as he'll kick this one away. On the return, Jabril Peppers. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Here's Hyde as they begin on the ground. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Green, 39. Green.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
I think we can safely say that those types of players are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Set. 3-19.
3rd and short yardage. Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
Here's Britton Colquitt now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. They'll look to set up his blockers. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Jameis Winston and company heading back onto the field now. He's got the lead here in the 2nd quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, does that interception, even though you're playing while your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that'll tamp that down in a big way.
Yeah, because he's looked pretty good to this point. They go play action here on 1st down. Wide open receiver complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Ready. Blue ready.
They go play action. Winston. Looking left sideline, incomplete. Well, Charles, after Kansas City losing to New England this past week, we only have one undefeated team remaining, the Rams, 6-0, and they barely beat Denver, but they got it done.
They certainly did. They actually set the pace in that game, Brandon. They got out to a pretty nice lead, and then Denver chopped into it, and the Rams held on late. But you can do that when you have Todd Gurley as your lead running back. Over 200 yards for him. The Rams, as you noted, the last undefeated team in the NFL, and no signs of cooling off, even though they had to go to Denver. Snow in Denver in October, and what was it at kickoff, 25 degrees?
25.
How about that? That didn't even cool those guys off.
And this week they'll be at San Francisco trying to get to 7-0. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Ready. Blue ready. That. Where's that?
Again, it's Winston. And this is going to be incomplete. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Jabril Peppers is deep for Cleveland. And now the Browns coming out on the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10. A first down throw for Mayfield. And his throw here's incomplete. Brent Grimes, the former Pro Bowler, there on the coverage. With that incompletion, let's discuss all the overtime games that we've had so far in the NFL. We've had 9 of them, at least one each week. Week 6, it was Miami and the Bears with the Dolphins getting the win.
Yeah, and you know something? That's an NFL record. Because that record was set week 5, an overtime game each of the first 5 weeks of the season. Now we're adding to the record, and I wouldn't doubt at all that we would get to 7 weeks and maybe beyond. It's been a very competitive NFL season.
Here we go now. 3-19.
A second down throw for Mayfield. And this is caught by Fells, right side. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment, defense.
So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you've got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
Here's a 1st and 10 now after they successfully drew him off sides.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 30.
Following the penalty, it's Hyde. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Mayfield now on second down. That is caught by the former Gator Antonio Callaway. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Mayfield looks to throw. And he's got his man. That's Landry. First catch for last year's NFL catch leader, and it's a first down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44.
All right, here we go.
A 10th carry for Hyde. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Counter. This is Hyde pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
Brandon, all things considered, They have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Let's go! 3-19! 3-19!
On 3rd down, Mayfield. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. A look at Jameis Winston now as he gears up to lead this offense again. He's got to be feeling pretty good, playing well. Team has the lead, so just looking to mount a drive here that ends in the end zone.
And all quarterbacks will tell you, hey, we love a running game, helps us out. But at the end of the day, they want to rely on their arm. Throw the football, feel good about things, keep things moving in the right direction. Right now, that's exactly what we're seeing.
And we'll see if that continues. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 26.
4 down. Ready. Blue lady.
Throwing, Winston. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Well, let's take a step back and look league-wide here, Charles. What contender do you think is in the most trouble through 6 weeks? I would not have thought Jacksonville a couple of weeks ago, but, boy, very flat performances against KC and Dallas.
Yeah, and we expect them to be a dominant team on the defensive side of the ball week in and week out, and Dallas just shredded them in their game on Sunday. But I don't think Jacksonville's in as much trouble as maybe Denver is. Denver's 2-4. 4 straight losses, and Kansas City setting a heck of a pace in the AFC West. Vance Joseph, the second-year coach in Denver, many thought he wouldn't return after last year. Got a second opportunity. This isn't helping him. And last but not least, and we're talking about this group of people, how about the Atlanta Falcons? They're also 2-4, but they got a much-needed win against Tampa Bay on Sunday. If we knew they could get their defensive players back, I'd like them a lot more. They've got a tough road ahead of them, but Matt Ryan, he can help equalize things out.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Tampa after this timeout. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
Ready. Blue ready.
Now Winston. And that is incomplete. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
Jarvis Landry and company heading back onto the field now. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us. But sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10.
Here we go. Green, 39.
First down, Mayfield. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Quan Alexander leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Now let's go. Green.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. 3rd down, Carlos Hyde. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he's on to punt for Cleveland. Fielded just inside the 20. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Jameis Winston and company heading back onto the field now. They've got the lead. He's a big reason why. Looking sharp so far.
And as we travel around the league, we see quarterbacks get it done in a variety of ways. But today's NFL does tell us one thing. If that guy doesn't play well, their team's not going to win. And right now, he's got his team in the lead.
And now they'll look to extend that lead.
Ready.
On 1st and 10, Winston. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Christian Kirksey leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation, allows him to get home.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Ready.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. The Bucs on third down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Ready? Blue ready. Let me go. 53,
And they'll go on the ground. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. And now the Browns are going to take another timeout, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Here's Brian Anger now, as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
Yeah, that's a 48-yard punt with the coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
All right, here we go.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've hit halftime here in Tampa with the Bucs out in front. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
In our game has been Jameis Winston, who's been on target in the first half. He's thrown for close to 200 yards already, and that's helped propel his guys into the lead. As we send you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. On the return, this is Jaquiz Rogers. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the 3rd quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 23. Here's Winston. Out to the left there and complete to Howard. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He had told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there, you know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Ready. Move ready. Where's that up?
Jameis now on 1st down. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Ready.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. Able to pick up a healthy chunk of yards, 7-yard gain, but a tough 3rd and 9 upcoming.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The Bucs on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 9.
Ready. Move ready. Where's that up?
Working out of the gun, Winston. This is caught by Jackson. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Ready. Move ready.
And they'll run it here. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Ready. Where's that up?
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
On 3rd down, Winston. He finds Humphreys. Winston and Humphreys connecting there for a Tampa Bay 1st down.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. From the red zone now, Winston. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Winston now. Trying to lob it in there, but it's incomplete.
Got to give credit to both defenses because they've been able to keep the points down. And despite that incompletion, I like the way he's playing. He's putting up decent numbers. What he has to do, find a way to make that sound read and hit that one home run before this one's over.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal.
Ready. Blue ready.
He'll get it up the middle. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
you want two.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
How about this Browns defense? They've held so far. This is now 3rd and goal.
Ready. Blue ready.
Jameis to throw it. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle. Right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
Now after the made field goal, Catanzaro to boot this one away on the kickoff. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the 3rd quarter. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved.
False start, offense.
Not easy being a rookie left tackle in this league, and there they got him for the penalty.
Not easy at all. Think about what you're dealing with every game you play. Ostensibly, the best pass rusher is over you on every snap. I'd be a little jumpy myself.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Handoff comes to Hyde. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And he'll work his way forward up to the 22. He'll get 2 yards back, but it's going to leave him with a long 3rd and 13. Not the start to the drive they were hoping for. That run doesn't get them much at all.
No, not at all. And that leaves them with 3rd and long, which means you got to dial up something pretty good. Think your best player with a play that he likes to run best.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Mayfield now. And this is going to be incomplete. Ryan Smith right there defensively. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. You got to keep pounding away.
Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he's on to punt for Cleveland. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Taken in at the 22. Now a hit and a loose football.
And that's what friends are for.
As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Ready. Blue ready.
Now Winston. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Ready. Blue ready.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
The ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. It's almost...
Ready. Blue ready.
1st down, Winston. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Well, switching gears for a second, a neat moment before Pittsburgh's game last week. Everybody knows James Conner and how he dealt with cancer. 10-year-old in the crowd, Charles, had a sign that he was holding, and this kid is also dealing with cancer. James Conner went over to him, met him, gave him a word of encouragement, and signed some things for him. That was really nice.
Really cool, isn't it? Because James Conner understands what that young man's going through. I believe his name is Levi. Got his attention. They're kindred spirits. And James Conner also showed him by his play and being back out there, beat this, overcome it, and go out and live your life the way you want to live it. And he's living it in a big way in the NFL right now, having a terrific season.
And over 100 yards again this past week.
Yeah, what a great story and crucial catch month in the NFL.
And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the 2nd down pass play only went for 2.
Watch 32. Ready. Blue ready.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. Now he's going to send this one deep. And this is caught at the 20. A gain of 39 that time.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
Ready. Move ready.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Ready. Blue ready.
Play action now, Winston. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call, because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion.
Ready. Black 25.
They'll throw again. Winston. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. Mike Evans, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
They'll try and run it here. And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is.
You know, sometimes the guy on the defensive side of the ball, he just has a good feeling or a good read, and he unleashed his defense on that one. Boy, they stopped him in a big way.
Yeah, I hate to be cliche, but sometimes we overanalyze. They just have more want. Looked like they had more want right there.
More want and more people to the ball.
Cat and 0 out now as he'll kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10. Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. Complete here. It's Hyde. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
So 2nd in inches after that 1st down completion went just shy of the marker. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Mayfield on first down. Open receiver, that's David Njoku. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. Second and 3.
Blue 90. Blue 90.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39.
First down, a run with Hyde. Stopped short of the 25. The nice move couldn't ultimately free him. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Mayfield now on 2nd down. Over the middle, it's Fells. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game, because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Now let's go. 3-19.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Hurry up, here we go.
Here's Mayfield. It's caught to Charles. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Tampa. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the 4th. Hyde is the lone man in the backfield here on 2nd and goal.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
Going to the air again with Mayfield. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking to get it to Jarvis Landry that time. And it'll bring up 3rd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on 3rd and goal. And again, it's Mayfield. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Jarvis Landry there to make the grab. And the Browns get a score closer. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Extra point right down the middle, and that will shave one more off this lead. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays, and it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
They'll run it here. This is Rodgers. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
On 3rd and short, going with their tight end. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A first down throw for Winston. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Cross. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, Makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down. And they insert their dime package, 6 DBs here on 3rd and 6.
Expecting pass all the way.
Ready. Blue ready.
From the gun, Winston. Throw left side complete. That's Rodgers. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Ready. Black 22's hot.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Second down, Winston. And Brate has it over the middle. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Ready.
On 1st and 10, Winston. Jackson's got it over the middle. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Ready. Blue ready. Here we go.
And they'll go on the ground. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
Let's go now. Hey, we are ready. Blue ready.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down fourth quarter. Looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. 2-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10. On the ground with a tight end. And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Another tote for the afternoon workhorse. It's high. And now where are they going to mark him here? Well, they say he did get back to the 1-yard line, but that could have easily been 2 points the other way. And now, Charles, what do? You want to create some space here for your punter if you have to punt.
I think maybe you just go quarterback sneak and try and create that space and hope your punter can help you out.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 10.
Green 39.
They run it again with Hyde. He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a 4th down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Hurry up, here we go.
They'll run for it. Hyde. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. Carlos Hyde turned away on 4th down. And now, goodness, possession's going to go over right at the 10-yard line. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. But they can thank their defense for another stop. And now look at the score, where they've got the football. They're looking pretty good.
They're looking excellent because now you're thinking to yourself, let's just take some time off the clock. Work it down. And, of course, you put another touchdown on the board, you can pretty much say bye-bye to this one.
Play calling here can be a little bit more conservative because of the lead.
A little bit more conservative. The biggest thing, everyone understands how to get the ball downfield and how to stay in bounds and make sure the clock keeps running.
Ready? Back 22.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, we're looking at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the elusive, slippery guy. Couldn't get in there, though. 3rd and goal, Winston. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Myles Garrett coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. The #1 pick a season ago, proving his worth.
7 sacks in 11 games as a rookie. Didn't play the full year due to some injuries, but he's going to be the face of the franchise on the defensive side of the ball. Myles Garrett, he fills up your screen when he's rushing the passer.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And that will make this now a 15-point advantage. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Now after the made field goal, Catanzaro to boot this one away on the kickoff. To return, it's Peppers. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And the Browns getting set to go. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Throwing, Mayfield. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football, because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
To throw, Mayfield. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Higgins. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You know, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A 1st down throw for Mayfield. His throw incomplete. The intended receiver was Rashard Higgins. And now it's 2nd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Now let's go. 3-19.
Throwing again, Mayfield on 2nd and 10. On the catch, it's Duke Johnson. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland 1st down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
First down, Mayfield. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Mayfield with it once more. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation. And there, the defense won the battle. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. And a 3rd down pass falls incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down.
False start, offense.
And that'll set them back 5. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Here we go. 3-19.
Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Noah Spence in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
So out come the Bucs now. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And they'll run it here. And he'll take this one down to the 36. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
Ready? Black 25.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. And now the Browns are going to take another timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on third down.
Ready. Ready.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. And Rodgers has it over on the right side. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And on the ground they go with a running back. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Denzel Ward, the number 4 pick in the 2018 draft, making the tackle from his corner spot. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
His pass caught at the 4. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's a gain of 8 there, and that should be enough to seal the victory.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Winston will kneel down, and that should be your ball game. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Bucs are winners here as we say so long from Tampa.